welcome or welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be filming my August wrap-up. I read 9 books this month and it's a pretty good number for me. I specifically didn't put many books on my TBR because I wanted it to be kind of a chill month. So I wrote some stats down and I just want to kind of go through them. So I read 4 LGBT books, or just books with LGBT characters, 1 book with disability rep, and 4 books with people of color in them as main characters. I also read 3 contemporary, 2 fantasy, and 4 sci-fi. I also took part in 2 readathons. I took part in Mythathon. I was Team Hades, and that was created by Bowties and Books, one of my favorite channels. And I was on the Hades team, so that was the host was Read with Cindy. And for Disneyathon, that was created by Is Currently Reads and hosted by Nature of Pages, so I'll put both of their channels down below as well. So as we go through the books, I will tell you if I completed a prompt for it and what readathon it was for. So the first book I read was With the Fire on High by Elizabeth Acevedo, and I rated this 5 stars, I believe, and I really like this book a lot. I probably would have rated it 4 stars, to be honest, but I was just finishing this. I had like 200 pages left. I started it in like July or June because I didn't read anything in July. So this follows Amoni, and she is Afro-Puerto Rican and she loves cooking and is also a single mother. She goes to school every day and she's kind of like silently judged because she had a baby a few years ago. I think like freshman year. She had her baby when she was 14, and she joins this cooking class, and they go to Spain at the end of the year and she can't really afford it. So it's just her like navigating school life, trying to balance her, you know, school life with her daughter, and also like having a relationship with her grandmother, with her abuela. And yeah, it's such a cute book. Like, that's how I describe it. It's really cute. It touches on like issues with teen moms and race and things like that, and she also meets this boy and she has to deal with that as well because she is a single mother and, you know, she's a senior in high school. So yeah, it's just really cute. I love the romance in it. It was adorable, and yeah, 5 stars. And this didn't complete any prompts, by the way. Okay, so the next book is Carry On by Rumbo Rao, and this is also 5 stars. It is so incredibly cute. I really liked it. It's like, I actually don't like Harry Potter. Like, don't judge me, but I don't like Harry Potter that much just because I don't like middle grade in general. But this is like a new adult Harry Potter, but gay. So I really love Simon and Baz, and yeah, so this is basically about Simon and Baz, and Simon is in this school, basically Hogwarts, like it would be Hogwarts, and Baz goes missing one year. They've been roommates for like the whole time they've been there, and Baz isn't there, so Simon is constantly wondering where his roommate is, and they are like enemies. Like, Simon is convinced that Baz is this evil vampire. So I don't know how to explain this very well without like giving a spoiler, but it's basically gay. It has a gay relationship. It's a ghost story, a love story, and Wayward Son comes out in September, so that's really exciting. So the next book I also rated 5 stars. I Was Born for This by Alice Oseman. I adore Alice Oseman. I love Heartstopper, and one of my favorite books in the entire world is Radio Silence, also written by her. I Was Born for This is basically about Angel and Jimmy, and Angel is like a fan, like such a big fan of the Ark, which Jimmy is the lead singer in, and one day Angel meets up with her online friend to go to a show. I think it's like in London or something like that, and their paths cross, and it's just such a good story. Like, Alice Oseman always delivers on friendships in stories, and it touches on a lot of issues. So Angel wears hijab, I believe, and Jimmy is a trans character. I really enjoyed reading in both of those perspectives. I have such love for both of these characters, not only them but the rest of the characters in the arc, and also her friend. Honestly, like, this is a contemporary, but this was like a roller coaster. I adore Alice Oseman's writing so much, and it blows my mind that like the author is literally like so close in age to me. and for one of her books to be one of my favorite books in the entire world, like, that's so crazy and gives me a lot of hope for my writing. But yeah, definitely pick this up. Pick up all of Alice Oseman's books. I've read, I think, all of them except Solitaire, which I really need to read. Okay, so I totally forgot to mention that Carry On filled the prompt of Disneyathon. Read a book with a dreamy cover, which this cover is like so amazing. Yeah, that's the prompt it covered. And actually, I Was Born for This covered a Disneyathon and Mythathon prompt. So the Disneyathon prompt was glowing reviews. Heard so many good things about this before picking it up. And for Mythathon, it covered the prompt of Chair of Forgetfulness, and basically it is shelved for too long. I've had this for a few months, so yeah, I had to pick it up. So yet another 5-star book is The Way to the Stars by Kate Ingram. I absolutely adored this. One of my favorite books of 2019. Absolutely. Like, so basically we follow Ryan Bird and Alexandra, and yeah, this is only in Ryan's perspective, but it follows Ryan. She is a butch lesbian black girl, which, oh my god, I love her so much, and she is like obsessed with space. It also follows Alexandra. Alexandra's mother gave birth to her right before she took off into space, and every night Alexandra sits on the roof and tries to hear some kind of transmission from her mother, even though she can't send one. And yeah, these two have my full heart, and it is enemies to lovers. So if you like something like that, definitely pick this one up. I want to read all the sapphic books, and this hit all the marks. Another 5-star book is Red Rising by Pierce Brown. This was recommended to me by Celestial. I will link her channel below. So Red Rising is a dystopian. I absolutely love dystopian, and I feel like it's kind of fallen out of fashion for like YA, which makes me so sad. But this isn't really YA. It's kind of like new adult dystopian. The character starts out at 16, but yeah, it doesn't really read like that. Like, in the world they live in, 16 is like 30 in our world, just because like it's so dangerous to live there. But this fulfilled a Mythathon prompt, and that prompt was read a book where the characters try to escape an immoral rule. That definitely happened in this book. So this follows Darrow, and Darrow lives in a world where the ranks, like, you're classified by a color, and he's at the very bottom, the Reds. So the Reds are basically enslaved, and his wife just longs for justice and longs for a world where everyone is at peace and not ranked just by color. And he doesn't really feel that in the beginning, but events transpire, and yeah, he has to fight for his life and fight for his people's life. And this is one of the best dystopian books I've ever read. Like, The Hunger Games is one of those books where it really got me into YA, back into books, but this, like, in my opinion, is better. And you should definitely pick it up if you like dystopian, if you like sci-fi, fantasy, like any of those. Just try this book. I'm reading the next book, Golden Sun, next month, so yeah, we'll see how that goes. Okay, so the next book is Wilder Girls by Rory Power. This was her debut novel, and this is another sapphic book that I read, one of my most anticipated. I gave it 3.5 stars. I was kind of disappointed, but I won't talk too much about it just because I have a review on my channel that I'll link below. This is basically about the Raxter School for Girls, and at this school a disease has broken out, and basically it's body horror. Things grow out of these girls that shouldn't be, but yeah, that's basically the premise of it. I wasn't like blown away by this. I didn't hate it, but yeah, I'll link my review, so if you want to check that out, go ahead. And before I forget, this also fulfilled 2 prompts. So for the Disneyathon prompt, it was read a dark or mysterious book, and for the Mythathon prompt, it was the God of Flame prompt, read a hotly anticipated book. This is definitely like hyped up in YA Twitter, so yeah. So this one is There's Something About Sweetie. Jules recommended this to me. She loves Sandra Menon, and Sandra Menon also wrote When Dimple Met Rishi and From Twinkle with Love. But this is 5 stars. It didn't fulfill any prompts. I just really needed to read this. Like, I really wanted to read about a fat character, but yeah, so This was amazing, amazing, amazing. The fat rep in this book is like unmatched. Like, it was so freaking good. So this is about Sweetie Nair and Ashish Patel, and Ashish Patel is really like down on his luck. He just got broken up with by his ex-girlfriend he was like totally in love with, and he usually doesn't date Indian girls, but he strikes up a deal with his parents because his parents are always saying, you know, if you date someone we pick out for you, then you'll totally love them. But so he strikes up this deal and gets matched with Sweetie Nair, but unfortunately her mom doesn't really want her dating this boy because this boy is like this basketball star, completely like popular, and even though he's popular, he's like a really nice character, but yeah, he's like very popular in school and he's like a jock type. But Sweetie Nair is a fat Indian American girl, and she actually is also very athletic. She is a track star and she's amazing at running. Like, she can definitely outrun Ashish, but her mother is not comfortable with her being fat, even though Sweetie is like, she's very, very confident, and she just wishes her mother could see her in the same light that she sees herself in. So she does this Sassy Sweetie project, and she wants to show the world who she truly is without disrespecting her parents. But yeah, so they try to date and go on these like weird dates, like to temple and just things that Ashish's mother and father want them to go on. They're like sanctioned dates. It's so cute. If you want to read something with people of color in it and fat characters, definitely give this a read. Okay, so the next book I read was A Curse of Dark and Lonely by Bridget Kemmerer, and this was amazing, a 5-star read. This was my favorite read of the month. So this is a Beauty and the Beast retelling. It follows Harper. She actually has a cerebral palsy, and one night she sees someone basically getting attacked and she tries to step in, but things aren't really what they seem, and she gets transported to this other world where this prince is trying to break a curse that a witch set on him, and obviously it's basically Beauty and the Beast, so someone has to fall in love, and Harper's definitely not falling in love with him, or like so she thinks. But this follows Harper, Ren the Prince, and Gray, which is his like protector, his soldier, and basically the only one that's like stuck by him this entire time or hasn't been killed by the witch. This is a fantastic book. I loved it so much. And this, let me see. So this was the group book for Disneyathon and Mythathon, which is really cool. Yeah, I love this so much. I know it has a lot of hype, but I think it's definitely worth the hype. It definitely gave me like ACOTAR vibes, but I think I like this a little bit better. I haven't read ACOTAR in a while, but yeah, I like this a lot, and yeah, it's worth the hype. So the last book I read was Gemina by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff, and this is the second book in the Illuminate Files series. I only have one more to go, Obsidio, which I'm definitely gonna get soon. This is 4 stars. This fulfilled the prompt of Disneyathon, a book with a power hungry character. Obviously it's Aiden. So I gave Illuminate 5 stars and Gemina 4. I think I just liked Illuminate's plot a little bit more, and I like Katie more than Hannah, but I like Nick more than Ezra. So yeah, it's still really, really freaking good. So in the first book, Illuminate, Katie and Ezra, who are exes and do not like each other at all, have to fight for their lives, have to flee, and basically fight on these escape ships and fight for the people on these ships, and actually like multiple ships. So, and it's told in like files. So yeah, and I find that so freaking cool. Like that's honestly just so like original. And yeah, this is definitely worth the read, and you should definitely read it if you haven't already. So yeah, this month was just an amazing reading month. I had like 6 5-stars out of 9, and yeah, I hope this month is just as good. So yeah guys, that is it for the books I read in the month of August. Let me know if you guys have read any of the books I read this month, and I'll see you guys next time.